Okay, guys, this is saying it's live. I got my little buttons down here saying that there's some audio again. I don't know what happened the last time, and I can tell there's a little lag, but it usually gets better as the broadcast goes on. So we're in this together, and I want to try to pull up the live chat here. So let's see what happens. Anyway, went to Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. It went from, what's the dates on this? June 17th to the 19th of 2016. And I was there Saturday and Sunday, the 18th and 19th. Ended up working, and this rarely happens, man, but I was supposed to get off work for half a day. Ended up working till 7 o'clock that night. Cruised in about 4.5, maybe 5 hours later, because my buddy Scott Connor had gotten a hotel down there, which what I didn't know was right across the street from the convention. And ended up just waking up the next morning, had a few people there I was going to see, and could not believe that I was right across the street from it. Usually every year that I go, I end up driving back and forth. And from where I live, it can be about a 2.5 hour drive, maybe, no big deal. So it was kind of nice to get down there and really absorb the convention and the things that go on after I'd left the previous years, after it was over with. But I got a huge haul. And I mean, the deals that people had on their books was unreal. They had trade paperbacks going for $3 and $5 a piece. 50-cent boxes, dollar boxes. A lot of people I was down there with used to be with a guy who, an older YouTuber and stuff. He and his wife were there, Howard and Holly. Ran into the people I talk about a lot and stuff on here, Tim Anderson, Brian Funk. Didn't get to hang out with them too much. Saw a guy named Tim Music. A couple people recognized me from the channel to begin with down there. That happens every year. And just and everybody that I met down there and got to talk to, just fantastic. I didn't really spend too much time talking to creators and stuff. Ran into Eric Powell a few times to the point I just stayed away from him because I think it was getting a little bit creepy. I'd be sitting there talking to someone like William Stout, who I got this fantastic print off of. He's the guy that has done a lot of movie posters. He's worked in movies. You really need to look up William Stout. Went for a Von Bode thing, but this is one of my favorite movies of all time that I watched when I was a kid. It's very 70s and it's very of its age and stuff, but I absolutely love it. And I went specifically to meet him, and I was wanting to print with this. Now, what was funny is usually I run around by myself at these cons. I'll kind of separate from everybody and do my thing and stuff. And Scott Connor was with me. He already met William Stout the day before. William Stout said he was out of anything that had wizards on it. He had a couple of sketchbooks that would have it in there and stuff. And Scott was going through this like photo album. They had some other prints in there, and the very last one was this, and it was the last one. So thank you, Scott. And that meant a lot to me and stuff. So let's see if we got anything going on in the live chat here. Let's see if you can hear me this time. All right. 3 people watching. Pull the live chat up.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes, you can hear me. You can hear me. We'll just pause that. All right, guys. What's up, guys? Got quite a few people out there, man. And sadly enough, I just see icons and names. I cannot see, not names, but I can't see the names. So, hey, man, I'll be checking on this from time to time. Awesome, guys. All right, now, like I said, I got a big haul, and, man, I didn't even spend anywhere near, I bet you anything I didn't even spend $70 on this haul, man. Look at this. This is what I got. I bought so much stuff that one of the people there, one of the dealers there, went ahead and gave me a short box, and because I bought about $10 worth of quarter boxes off of him, right? So to get this thing going here, of course, you always have to get this so you know who's there and what's there and everything like that. And one of the first things I got, there was a bunch of people. They were just getting sets of comics, putting them out in boxes like mini series or limited series or anything like that, or runs of comics that didn't really run that long. $3, man. And I got for my authority set, I ended up getting the whole Jenny Sparks miniseries. And I don't know if this is the one where it explains how she's influenced the 20th century, but I think this is the one how she met each member of the authority. So $3 for all of this. And man, there was a time when, the authority was hot. These are by Mark Miller and by John McCrae. And I flipped through them. They look fantastic. She meets, it's how she met everybody, man. She Oh man, she met where they at? Midnighter and Apollo in the 80s. So there's a story here from 1989 about how she met them, and how she met the rest of them throughout the decades and everything. So I was really happy to get that for $3, man. What else do we got here? Now I'm going to go ahead and do the trades. It's the first thing in the box that goes on here. Now I know there's a little lag like shown on my end, but for some reason, the longer I stay on a Google chat, the more the lag disappears. And it was explained to me, but it's not why you're here. All right, some of these trades that I got, I'm really happy to get, and there's a lot of trades here, right? So the first thing I got for $3, The Invisibles, volume 6. Okay, I'm looking to complete this set. I also got a bunch of the comics and stuff, man, but this is so great. This is Grant Morrison, just some creepy little stories, just great stuff in here. Just a hallmark of Vertigo 90s. Just great stuff in there. Love them quarter beans. That's right. All right, something I was really proud to find. Trying to think. One of these was $3 and the rest were $5. The soft cover of Lock and Key, Volume 1 is a soft cover. This was $3. And I'm wanting to read this thing when I get all of them. I got a bunch of little bits and pieces here and there. This was a series, a mini series from what I understand. Joe Hill wrote this, highly acclaimed, and anybody that seems to read this loves a kind of horror story about keys and this house and this kid and stuff that's going on. And he's the son of Stephen King, so we know it's a horror aspect, but it looks fantastic. But then I ended up getting these for I think $5 a piece, man. Here's volume 5 and number 5. It's a hardback. I am going to repair this. There's a you can't be all happy. You can't. It's $5, so I'm all right getting the hardback of this. But I ended up getting the hardback of volume 5, and I'll tell you what, man, these books are just beautiful. Oh my gosh, man. All right, and I also got Alpha and Omega, which I think is the last part, volume 6, and this one is thick, and just I love that black on black and the key, how it shines in the cover. You got to knock on them hardbacks, let everybody know that they're really hardbacks. Okay, and then I found this for $3, and I had the issues of this, and Eric Powell's already signed the individual issues, but he was there, and I wanted something else to get him to sign. Plus, this has some extra stories in it from years gone by and past and stuff. Silver Age up into the Copper Age and, the Bronze Age and stuff. But it's, Superman, Escape from Bizarro World by Richard Donner, Jeff Johns, and Eric Powell. And seeing Eric Powell do the monster Superman, more or less, and stuff, with Richard Donner was just bizarre to me and surreal. I was just like, this is cookie cutter made for me. Because in my eyes, the very first Superman movie, the first, 40 minutes of it has never been topped and will never be topped. You can probably cut the rest of the movie out and just keep that origin story that Richard Donner did of Superman. And it's perfect in my eyes. It's so perfect. Okay. And I have the individual issues of this, but this is a hardback. This is something I'm going to be able to read because I absolutely love George Perez's art in this. I love the Legion of Superheroes. I love how they were able to, every time they rebooted the Legion, starting with Zero Hour, in the 5 years later stuff in '89 and everything like that, all the stuff that's happened, they kept rebooting them. This brought them all together in Final Crisis and stuff. You got Legion of Three Worlds, man, by Jeff Johns. This had Superboy and Impulse, and kind of it as Impulse by this time was Kid Flash. Superboy Prime ends up in the future. It's got the Time Trapper. It's got the Legion of Super Villains. It just brings it all together, and you get 3 versions of the Legion getting more or less explained, and they all sort of, it's just really good, man. And who ends up being one of the biggest heroes in here? Polar Boy. Jeff Johns brought a lot of respect for Polar Boy in this, man. I'm just telling you, it was really good. All right. Where are we at here? Just digging in the boxes as we go along here. Okay, now I was determined for off and on for 20 years, whenever that freaking Zero issue came out in the 90s, I'd already heard about him. I had read about him in Epic Comics and stuff. What else we got here? Yeah, okay. And as we went on and on and on and stuff like that, for probably like 20 years, I've been getting the series bits and pieces. I've had volume 1 of this, but now that I realize that I'm in my early 40s, you know, it's time to read this thing. It's only 300 issues and some appearances and stuff. I read some of his appearances in Epic magazine. There's 3 or 4 stories that Dave Sim put in Epic magazine when I was a kid in the early 80s that were in color. And it was Cerebus as a kid. So I ended up getting 3 volumes of Cerebus, $3 a piece. Okay. So I got Women. This is volume 8. Okay, I've already started reading through this, man. It's brilliant. I mean, you either like Cerebus or you don't. That's all there is to it. I got Reeds, number 9. This is the one where he got labeled a misogynist. This is the one that's in a lot of prose. There's some issues there, but it's a lot of things in here are prose. And this is where he came up with the idea of men being light and like women. I got to read it, but you know, he says some things. And apparently that kind of got him labeled and stuff. And so my whole thing is that when it comes to controversy like that with things that the creator said and stuff like that, I've learned over the years to just let it go and enjoy the work. You know, I want to read this 300 issues of Cerebus that I've been doing since the 90s and stuff. It's time to just commit and get them, you know, picking up an issue here and there. Then I also got volume 11, which is Guys. This is where he spends 5 years in a bar getting drunk because of what happened in the previous story. So really happy to get those. Those were one of the first things I cracked open. You know, it's time, you know. All right, now we're getting to comics and stuff, right? So these probably get better as they go along. So I'm just going to grab a bunch here and try to keep in some kind of order and try not to like destroy this room. All right, guys. What we got here is just some fill-in issues. Like I said, the books are going to get better. But I got the top 10 teams from the ABC line, America's Best Comics by Alan Moore, you know, back in the early 2000s and stuff like that. It's kind of like a who's who, but what's really cool is that it doesn't give you actual just a page of who this character is and an origin and what their powers are, like official handbook of the Marvel Universe and who's who. There's actually some kind of story going on through here and stuff. Everything's, you know, it's all drawn out. I also got Tom Strong to Jack B. Quick, same thing, AZ. You know, this again, Kevin Nolan art in here, just great stuff, right? I took that with me. Got out of the quarter bins, I just grabbed these real quick. Two Gun Mojo. All this was quarters. Two Gun Mojo, number 1 and 2 by Tim Truman, and who else helped him? Joe R. Lansdale. You know, from the 90s, this is when Truman came up there and they gave that horror feel to Jonah Hex, you know, in the Wild West, man. Just fantastic stuff, man. Great stuff. Still completing my Secret Wars 2. I got Amazing Spider-Man 273 for a freaking quarter, my friend. A quarter. Can you believe that? I don't think this was a quarter. I think this was in a $1 box, but you know, Howard was sitting there like, that's a great story, man. It's a great story, man. So I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 275. You know, yeah, kind of cool. You know, does the Hobgoblin. So there you go. What can you say? All right, picking up The Boys. Number 68, just slowly completing this set. You know, enough said. Again, these are the fill-in stuff. Those will get better. But I just need one issue for this, and I hate it because I left it. I thought I'd already had it, but I got issue 6 of Hero, a fantastic take on the Dial H for Hero concept. One great big huge, I think 22 issue story is what it ends up being. Will Pfeiffer doing some great stuff. Number 21. I think I just need issue 14 and I'll have them all finally. And I could not pass these up for a quarter, my friend, right? I've had these issues before. I don't know what's happened over the years. I've still got my number 1, my number 2, my number 3. But nobody has ever done Wonder Woman justice in my eyes. I know people love the Greg Rucka stuff, and I'm not knocking it. I really am not. But when it comes to like that pure Wonder Woman, where they sort of, you know, brought her over the hump, you know, after Crisis and stuff, George Perez's and Lynn Wine's Wonder Woman. And George Perez ended up taking up the whole title. I mean, look at this. Look at the detail of this. I remember seeing this cover. I think I was like 13 or 14, man, and it was just amazing me, the detail, all those snakes and stuff, man. I mean, George Perez already knocked me out with Crisis and been knocking me out for years at this time, but ended up getting a lot of Wonder Woman. Just fantastic stuff, man. You know, when we go on Wonder Woman in her armor with a gun, crossing with that damn Millennium back then, you know, keeping that Greek aspect to it, fantastic art. Just solid, man. This is definitely a high point with Wonder Woman. Probably my favorite era of Wonder Woman. You know, and I've got Bronze Age stuff, some Silver Age stuff, Justice League, just, you know, over the years. I read some of the 52 Greg Rucka stuff that everybody likes, and it was solid. Don't get me wrong. You know, love this cover. You know, Wonder Woman's always been known for the bondage covers and stuff, but you know, this one's tastefully done. You know, this, you know, very nice, very nice, and of course that. All right, moving on, moving on. Yeah, there we go. I knew that was going to happen. Get that out of the way. All right, let me check the live stuff here, man. See if anybody's watching. All right, glad you guys are sticking in there. All right, man. All right, cool. Yeah, volume 2 run. Nice. Okay, then I got this. I told you I was doing this. A lot of great covers in this one. They smartened up and got away from some of the Vertigo. I don't know. They're going for a surreal kind of independent feel to some of the covers, and they brought in Brian Boland to start doing the covers, man. But look at this, quarter a piece. All these issues of the Invisibles. I mean, I'm real close to. I mean, I've got to be over halfway of having these, man. But love some of these retro covers and stuff, man. Just great stuff. Oh my gosh, psychedelic covers mod. You know, and Grant Morrison drew, you know, made himself a character, you know, in this book. You know, he did it in Animal Man, and I can't remember who inspired him, but he said that there was some creator who just went ahead and put himself in the book. So Grant Morrison was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll be King Mob. And there's Boy, you know, and the covers become more relevant and more cool as you read the Invisible stories and see what's going on here. You know, there's a couple of volumes, a couple number ones and stuff. And it just got better and better. I mean, oh my gosh, I love these covers. And it's such a weird series. You know, Grant Morrison pretty much supposedly went into some very drug-induced moments while he was writing this and brought him up. Here's some great Brian Boland covers. Phil Jimenez came on, started drawing them. Just, you know, I think this, to me, this second volume, I think this is the second volume of Invisibles. To me, that's the peak of it. When Phil Jimenez came on, that's when it took off. And you got the Boland covers, and it's just got creepy. Just fantastic stuff, man. Just fantastic stuff. Love this series. And a lot of people have said that, you know, a lot of people have claimed that, you know, Warner Brothers owns DC. Warner Brothers put out a movie called The Matrix, and they stole a lot of their concepts from the Invisibles. Might have been one of the things that caused Grant Morrison to leave DC. Grain of salt here. Jump on the X-Men, work for Marvel for a while. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Classic cover right there. All right, let's make another pile. All right, guys, if you're hanging in there. And then these were a quarter a piece. Same guy, same place. I'm not going to show all the covers to this one. There's way too many. I have not counted up how many I've bought. But holy shit, man. You know, wow. All right. What we got here is Hellblazer. I said I was trying to get all 300 issues, and man, I'm just getting chunks and chunks of this out of the way. Now, what's amazing about me getting this is that if you've watched my channel over the years, I have to have a deal. You know, I'm not just going to shell out money for it. I bought number 1 for $5. That's as high as I was going to go. Some of the very first issues I got after getting them in a little haul at a flea market while I'm dealing with the guy, I did the math, 17 cents a piece, and the rest have been anywhere from a quarter, 25 cents, 75 cents, and $1. That's about the size one get. These were all a quarter a piece. All right. Sporadic issues from number 17. All right. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this would take forever for me to go through this stuff, you know. Okay. That's not even half of them. That's not even half of them. Quarter a piece. Can't believe it, man. All the stuff that I got off the guy for a quarter piece between the Invisibles and this and everything like that came to. We made a deal. I think it came to $9 maybe. Okay. So yeah, all these issues of. I mean, we're talking. I've got Brian Azzarello issues, Mike Carey issues, Tim Bradstreet covers, Mike Carey. I mean, we're up here around 197 now. You know, got all of these. Just cannot believe it. That just thrilled me to death, man. All the way up to issue 209, and I had a pretty big chunk of missing issues in the 100s there and stuff, man. But I mean, just fantastic stuff, man. I mean, I consider myself very lucky. Quarter a piece. Oh my gosh. And he's also the guy that was when he gave me the short box. Okay, these were $1 a piece, right? But the reason I got them is that, of course, it's a death appearance. This is probably like my third copy of one and my second copy of another. But the reason I got Books of Magic #4 is I couldn't believe it as I was flipping through there. If you look on her leg, it's signed by Charles Vess. So he had this in the dollar box, and they didn't realize they had a signed comic, you know, which I thought was fantastic. And I got number 25. This is another series that I'm going to complete. I think I have them all up to issue 40, 41. I think the series ran to issue 75. And probably need one or two annuals and then, you know, on up from there. So it'll get done. Just a little Lone Wolf and Cub from Dark Horse with, you know, Frank Miller introduction on here and covers behind. This is number 5. Get the glare off of it. Fantastic series, fantastic translation. And with the strong bookend, they look fantastic on a shelf. I got them all. Got them up there, you know, right up there with the Hellboy stuff. You know, they look fantastic on a shelf. I love those thick spines on them. All right, these were $1 a piece, which I still can't believe. There was a man, same place that I got most of the quarter books. Oh, just more quarter books. But he had Bronze Age books. I think he had maybe, I don't know, 6 boxes of Bronze Age books for $1 a piece. So, you know, I got my Justice League #4. I have no idea if that's an upgrade or not. Not Justice League #4. Teen Titans #4 fighting Justice League. No idea if I had this or not. I couldn't remember, but I'm not passing it up. If anything, it'll be an upgrade. $1. All right. Batman Ghost. Second copy of this. The other one I have is signed by Tim Sale. I'll just read this one, but this is in mint condition. This is by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale doing their Halloween things, you know, annual books. Giant Size Werewolf. All right. Giant Size Werewolf #2. Okay. With Frankenstein. Okay. This thing is in pretty good shape. It's got a little tear. It's got a little damage there. Okay. But the thing is flat. It is complete. Very little spine roll. $1, man. And then Steranko covers on Fantastic Four. 130, 131. I mean, look at this with the Frightful Four. I love them. You know, I guess, you know, just in, like I said, it's Steranko covers, man. I about flipped out. Got me a Not Brand Eck. I'm always getting these #7, little Silver Age goodness there, some humor. And got a Machine Man #4. I don't know if I have it, but I'm real close to finishing my Kirby Machine Man. I don't want the rest of them. But I was not going to pass up a beautiful copy of Machine Man #4 from 1978 by Kirby. I mean, this thing is glossy. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. Beautiful. Let me check the live chat real quick, guys. Man. Oh, people are still there. Awesome, man. Oh, fantastic. Okay, guys. If I could see your names on here, I mean, wow. Y'all are just living it up in there. Great. All right, I got this. One of these goes to a friend. She lost hers. No idea why, but she's a huge fan of Death from the Sandman. And this is, I found 2 copies of these. I can't remember these were 75 cents. These were 75 cents a piece. But what's special about this is that after Rick Jones's wedding, I think the issue before this, Marla got stabbed by Rick Jones's mom. She was psychotic or something, and she about died and came back to life, and they got married, right? And at the end of it, you see someone from the back, black hair, black tank top, white skin, and her wedding present to Marla was a brush. It was a brush with Death. Peter David snuck in Death from the Sandman. So I got me another copy and got someone else a copy. This was the last thing I bought. This was a fantastic story. After they removed Peter David from writing the Hulk after over a decade of writing it, I don't know how long he was on the book and doing some amazing things and putting Hulk back on the map, they brought him back and let him do a 6-part story, which was kind of a mystery. Like, how can all this stuff be going on? It was very surreal. Just fantastic Lee Weeks art, man. It was so good to see Peter David back on the Hulk book and stuff, right? Where's #1? There we go. Yeah, but the story was called Tempest Fugit. And Back in 2009, when I was moving out of Roanoke, Virginia, and coming back up here into the mountains and stuff, I had 2 boxes of comics stolen off the U-Haul because I was moving by myself. And one of them was like my Hulk collection, some Silver Age Hulk, and just all kinds of stuff. And then the other one was a box full of Silver Age stuff that had my Jack Kirby Fantastic Four and stuff in it. But this is a fantastic little story. Just great to see Peter David on it. 6 issues, very satisfying cover. When you find out who the villain is, you're like, it all makes sense. And I love this Frank Frazetta inspired cover with the Hulk. And this actually kind of tells you who the villain is if you know your comic book trivia. Looks like I got some lag going on. Hope y'all can hear me. All right, let's freshen that back up. Never done a live show, man. Maybe I need to do some of this. I don't know. All right, almost done, guys. Got these for $1 a piece. I got the first issue online. I took a chance on it because it's Kurt Busiek. And then, you know, just, I don't know, I just kind of lost interest. I didn't really read it, you know. And I think this is up to issue 12, maybe. It's been around for like maybe a year. Then I found out that Kurt Busiek wanted to do Commandy. And DC said no. So he took the story ideas he had and he kind of morphed them into this. It's Autumn Lands. Seems like I had more than that. Maybe I'll pop it in a minute. Anyway, I got these for $1 a piece, and I definitely know I had more. But anyway, here's number 6. It's people and talking animals and cursing and, you know, some great stuff. Autumn Lands, Tooth and Nail. Really enjoyed the issue that I liked, that I read, number 9. I got 3 or 4 more issues popped back around here. I love the covers. I love how this thing is its own little universe, has its own little feel to it. Just fantastic. Some odds and ends I got for $0.25. I mean, I couldn't pass this up. I love that cover. Legion of Superheroes, the Baxter series from 1988. Just love that series. You know, I've got a whole long box of stuff I'm always adding to. Again, for you Dazzler fans out there, completing my Secret Wars 2. I'm getting all the crossovers just because. You know, believe it or not, this one's actually hard to find around here. So we got that, and we're almost done. All right, guys. And then we have Martial Law. This is an upgrade. I think I only need 2 or 3 comics to have all the Martial Law stuff, man. And for people who don't know who Martial Law is, Martial Law to me is the kind of the bastard cousin to Watchmen and Dark Knight. It really pushed some boundaries. And going back and reading it now doesn't really feel that shocking in places. But when you realize when it came out, what was going on in comics, it probably would. Looks like I got some lag on again. I need to stop worrying about it. Come on. Let's see if we can get. This is cool. All right. Very cool, man. Thanks for everybody for watching, man. I have no idea how many people are watching. All right, and this, I'm getting the Rising Stars. This was really acclaimed when it came out. J. Michael Straczynski did it. I just need a few issues. But I couldn't believe I got this for $0.25. This is a Wizard #0 mail away you had to do, but it's got the gold logo on it, man. I mean, this actually was worth money at one time. Probably isn't now, but I was just sort of like, wow, that's cool, you know. And a book that I've been hunting for over 10 years. This was a story that came out in 2000. And I could never find a freaking copy of it. And if I did, it would be a tore up copy of it and stuff. And it's just because it's got the Joker on it. But I finally got the last part of Emperor Joker, where the Joker gets Mr. Mxyzptlk's powers. And it's just a messed up story by, you know, Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness, and everybody that was on the Superman team back then and stuff. But it's a double-side issue, which is the final chapter in Action Comics 770. Oh my God. Found it for $0.25. So way to go. Got these for what did I get? I think I got these for $1. Some Silver Age goodness. I love the Inferior 5. They were really, you know, kind of a funny book, funny team. You know, they have a lot of fans and just some great stuff. Really glad to find those. Then I just had to get these, man. And some of these might be doubled, so I don't know. But, you know, I got me a 100-page, I can't remember what I paid for these. It's going to be like $0.25 or $1. I can't remember which one. But, you know, 100-page DC special of, you know, Tarzan. I love my Joe Kubert Tarzan. when I opened it up, man, you've got this monkey man sitting there. They're like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "I am God." Bought, sold. That was it. I got another 100-page giant. And then here we go, man. I've got some Cerebus stuff, man. It's one of these issues is pretty hard to find, man. I paid $1 a piece for this. Guy would not give me a deal, but there's issue 100, two of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. Reminds me of the Iron Maiden Seventh Son of a Seventh Son album with the blues and stuff. I love that stuff. But this is from Church and State. But what number is this? Number 78. Great stuff. Great stuff. This is the one that's kind of hard to find. And it's not because of Cerebus fans, or maybe not even because of comic book fans. I don't know. But, you know, we got Mick and Keith. And you know it's the guys from the Rolling Stones. Dave Sim would always throw in people from movies and rock and switch them up and change them around a little bit and stuff. But yeah, Mick Jagger, Keith, K-I-E-F, Richards, you know, Mick and Keith were in Cerebus. So that makes it kind of hard to get. Love this cover from number 77. Just a great stuff. And nothing really to see here, but this is kind of the turning point of the series, the end of Church and State, you know, in the hundreds there. Let me see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think that's about it, man. All right. Had a great time. 13 people watching. Nice. Had a great time at the convention. It's so great to see everybody. You know, so, you know, I really do recommend going to the Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, because as a convention, it is still comic book based. And that's why a lot of the creators get to come back. They had Jim Steranko there, Frank Bruner, Ramona Frandon, all the way up to like people like, oh man, who's these writers? Now I'm going to go blank. But anyway, they had a lot of great people. Jason Aaron's been there. Mark Wade was there. Bill Sienkiewicz was there. Like I said, Eric Powell was there. Just a lot of people, a lot of dealers. And apparently I've been going for so long, a bunch of the dealers started, you know, still recognize me from last year and stuff, which was kind of cool. And they always have great food around Charlotte. The place where the convention center is surrounded by great stuff. You know, so yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for everybody that stopped by, tuned in. I'm going to check the live chat one more time, see if I can read anything on this stuff. I need to get a bigger phone, something worth having. Hey, Howlermouse, should I pick those books? I just saw a bunch of those at the same venue store for 49 cents a piece. Great stuff. Yeah, I would check out the, I think the Superior, if we're talking about Tarzan, I would get the Superior DC Comics Tarzan. Marvel had a good run on Tarzan, but it just didn't have the same feel of an actual Tarzan book, and it really steered away from the books and stuff. Joe Kubert did a really good job of taking all those Edgar Rice Burroughs books, like Carson of Venus and John Carter of Mars, and they had Mike Kaluta and all these great guys before they were superstars working on them. I think they're worth it. Oh, there's going to be a Rising Stars TV deal. The Gold Zeros are drying up on eBay. Nice. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop there, man. I don't want to go on too long here and stuff. But if you guys like the live chat, you know, leave a comment. Maybe I'll do more of these and stuff like that. And thanks for everybody tuning in, man. Next time I'll figure out how to be able to know who's who there in that chat and give some shout outs. So y'all have a great night, guys. Later.